Now I'm going to show you how quickly and easily you can edit the site to make it look a little more professional, but you can spend hours working on this. I'm just going to spend a few minutes at it. First of all, when people come to our site, we don't want them to see this John Smith with the numbers after it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here to More Actions in the upper right corner, and I'm going to come down to the bottom to Manage Site. And when it comes up to Manage Site, it gives me a menu down here on the left side. And I'm going to go down to the General tab under Site Settings. And at the top of my Generals tab, it says Site Name. And I'm simply going to change that site name to be this guy's name, which is John A. Smith, which I just made up. And we're going to save those changes. I'm also going to go down here and change the layout. I'm going to use one of the custom themes. Rather than go through and figure out all the colors and fonts myself, I can go through here and use one of their custom themes. And they have literally dozens of different themes you can pick from. And you can go through here and pick which one you like the best. For our presentation here, I'm just going to pick this one called Slate. And I'm going to select that one, save my changes, and go back to the site. And now you can see our site has a completely different look and feel to it. It no longer has the numbers on there. It actually has the name John A. Smith. Shows our home page, has all the nice colors with it. Now we're going to add a title here where it says Home. I still want in the sitemap over here, I want people to be able to click on the home page to get back to it. But I don't want them to see this word Home. So I'm going to go in here and say More Actions. And I'm going to go down to Page Settings, and I'm going to take the little check mark away from Show Page Title. I'm also going to take away the check that says Show Links to Subpages because they don't need to do any of that. I want to keep them right where they're at. And I'm going to save that. And now you can see the word Home has disappeared. This is still our home page, but we just don't want them to see the word Home. They know from the sitemap where they're at. Next, we're going to edit this page. We're going to insert a picture. So I'm going to say Edit Page in the upper right corner up here. And here's my page again. And there you can see the word Home, even though it doesn't display. We know this is our home page. And on the left side, there's a menu bar. And I'm going to click on Insert, Image. And it allows me to browse whatever images I have on my system. So I'm going to go out here, and I've saved a picture of someone that we're going to call John Smith, even though it may not actually be him. And we're going to put that image out there. And now it's pulling in the image. There it is, handsome fellow. And now we have a picture that we've inserted into our page. Now we can align that left, center, or right. I particularly like it on the left, but that's entirely my preference. And we can do the size to be small, medium, large, or I actually prefer the original size because it's getting a little grainy now. So I'm going to click on that and go back with the original size, which I thought looked just about right. Now we can add some text in here about Mr. Smith. We're just going to make up some quotes, but you would have actual quotes to go in here. Is a handsome fellow and awesome worker. And that quote is coming from CB at the New York, if I could type, Times. And we'll say that one's from GF at and so on. And you can add in here all sorts of things, but we're just going to stick with that for now just to show you. And we're going to save that. And now this is what our page is going to look like so far when people come in here to look at it. Another thing I'd like to do is to add another page. Right now we only have the home page. There's not much to this. So I'm going to say create another page. And I'm going to call this page Education. So I type in the word education here in this box. And it says put page at the top level. No, I want it to go under the home page. So I'm going to click here to say under the home page. And I'm just going to accept this blank web page that they have. They have other kinds of pages you can use, and you can explore what those are and how those work when you have time. But for now, I'm just going to use a standard page. I'm going to say create the page. And it creates the page for me, and it puts it in here, and it's under education. And on the education page, I'm going to type in, I don't know, Harvard Law School, studied law, XYZ, engineering, and so on. Well, you get the idea. You can put all the places where the person's gone to school. You do the same thing for creating a page for work history, references, all the different things you want. I also noticed that down here I have a link for attachments and comments. I don't want those on my page, so after I save this page, I'm going to go in here again to More Actions and Page Settings, and I'm going to turn those items off. I don't want anyone making comments or putting attachments on my website. And I don't want to show any links to subpages at this time because I don't have any. But I may, well, actually, you know what? Let's put in some links to subpages so you can see how that works. And for this page, I'm going to leave the title on there. So I save that. Now those links are gone. And now you can see I can click to my home page. Takes me back to this page. I can click on education. And now it shows me all of my education. Now here it says Harvard Law School. We can also add in here, and let me figure out what the URL is to the Harvard Law School, because I have no idea. Harvard Law School. And that looks like as good a link to it as any. Okay, assuming that this is where we went to school, what I'm going to do is up here at the top, this is the URL for Harvard Law School. So I want that highlighted, and I'm going to copy that holding down the Control key and pressing the letter C to copy it. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my website, and I'm going to edit this page. And right now where it says Harvard Law School, I'm going to insert our link to Harvard Law School, except I'm going to change it. Well, actually, I'm not going to change it just yet. I just want to make sure it says web address, which it does. And I want to change it so it says open this link in a new window, because I don't want it to lose my page when they click on it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change this to say, they don't need to see that big long URL. So I'm going to say Harvard Law School. I'm going to take out all this other stuff. And I can take out the Harvard Law School that I had in there before. Take out this letter A and that H there. And now I can save this. Okay. And now here's how it comes up. And let me go over here and close this so it's not already on that page. Now, when someone comes in here and they come to education and they see I went to Harvard Law School, which most everyone knows what Harvard Law School is, but if it was some other school that they didn't know what it was or where it was or how to contact the school, they could just click on this link. It pulls up another window and takes them right to wherever I want them to go. In this case, and I'm glad it did this so I can show you how to diagnose this. If that problem comes up, and sometimes it does, when you put in, you can see, if you look up here at the top, you can see where it's taken away part of the words Harvard from the URL. Well, to fix that, I simply go in here, say edit, change, and you can see it's taken away my URL. I'll just repaste using Control V. I'll repaste that URL in there. Now I can say OK, and now it has the correct URL. So now if I say save, now when I click on it, and that's a common thing that comes up all the time, now it takes them exactly to where I want them to go. And in this case, I want them to go and see Harvard Law School. They can look to see if it's an accredited university, if they want to contact the school, what have you. And I can use this for other things too, not just where I went to school, but different places where I've worked, whatever. So it's a little more interactive than just a resume. It allows people to really drill in and find out everything they would ever want to know about me, or should I say, everything I want them to know about me.